everyone. It's Melissa and Hannah here. I am Melissa, DC Real Estate Mama. This is Hanny's,
the work wife.
The work wife. And we have a fun thing for you guys today. We have a fun video. So many moons ago in 2007, I was working for a builder. Little did I know that all hell was going to break loose shortly in a few months and we were all going to be out of work and out of business. But at that time, I had the Washington Business Journal on my desk and they had an insert called the 2020 Vision. Ooh. And it was 2006-07, the winter edition. And I remember flipping through this and wondering, is this stuff actually going to happen? And I held on to this little magazine with all of their predictions for 15 years, because that's who I am. I'm a Terzis and we hoard things.
Yeah, I was just about to say, because you're a hoarder.
It survived everything, but it did not survive Annie, who got scared during a thunderstorm and then ripped the corner off of it when she was trying to hide under my chair, which is where it was. Anyway, so they had 20 predictions for the year 2020. We know we're a little late, but we kind of had some other stuff going on in 2020. I think you might have too. So, and we are going to go through those predictions, see what they predicted, and see how it turned out. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're not doing all 20 in one video. We're gonna split it into a couple different videos based on topic. So today, what are we doing?
We're gonna talk a little bit about the population, people, the economy, and sort of some of the more general broad concepts that we see in the video.
Okay.
And so one of them starts, I think it's number 4 in this book, is what is the population going to look like? So in 2006, the population of the DC area was 4.33 million people. And they said that there would be another 1.1 million people in the area by 2020. And as of 2022, we have 5.434 million. So that is an actual of 1.104.
Ooh, they were right. Hey, I'm still here. And I added 2 people to the population too. Actually 3, because I made my husband move into DC. See, I'm contributing. So jobs was a little bit of a different story. So they predicted that there were going to be 800,000 more jobs in the DC area. In 2006, there were just under 3 million jobs at the 2.993. And in 2021, the number of jobs was 3.351 million. So it didn't quite come to where it did. It was like less than half. So they added about less than 400,000 jobs instead of the predicted 800,000. What they did predict accurately, though, was growth in some of the outer counties, like Loudoun County. They projected Loudoun to grow 94% from 2005 to 2030. Now, obviously, we know we're not in 2030, and this was also pre-housing bubble. So, right, so it's not a straight shot that Loudoun just grew to where it is. But
which one is Loudoun County again?
You're so ridiculous. She loves Maryland. Loudoun County is in Northern Virginia, for those of you who don't have maps. All right. So the next item that we are going to talk about in our jobs and population predictions was number 14 in their list, but it was that office rents are going to hit $100. So,
right.
In reality, in 2019, office rents had climbed to about $70 a foot. But then we all know what happened.
COVID. Yeah, it was very interesting, especially in some of the places. So I live in Silver Spring, and the office market was hit really hard in Silver Spring. I mean, especially with things like Discovery moving, but just in general, office space really took a hit because so many places had people working from home for obvious reasons, but it was also a way for them to try to save some money and conserve in this weird time of actually just giving up their space, and some of them permanently, some of them not so.
All right, so average office rents right now are kind of hard to find, but what I am seeing is they're averaging out sort of at $55 a foot, but the concessions that they have to give tenants to lease and to sign long-term leases, especially right now with the way everything's going, is like astronomical. So didn't come anywhere near the $100 a foot rents. Mm-hmm. Another item was number 15 on their list, which was you'll see old people. They said their prediction was that boomers were going to be coming to the city. Okay, boomer.
Hi. I was gonna say, I'm not a boomer.
So yes, there were articles that and situations where baby boomers were selling their house and moving to the suburbs. Mm-hmm. But again, something happened.
Yeah. COVID.
2020 COVID.
It's like a bad apocalypse movie.
Yeah, it really is. All right, another item that they had was you'll see foreign people. duh. I mean, we're DC. We're like the melting pot of the country. Anyway, with as many as 1 in 3
There are
people.
less Russians.
Well, they left.
Yeah, well, the Russians left.
They left before the war, which was how we knew. I mentioned that in my Glover Park video. So with 1 in 3 people in DC being foreign born, they predicted that we were going to have bilingual street signs and changes to house types that would accommodate multi-generations. So we did see the house type change. Like there definitely are, like you'll see in-law suites or first floor master bedrooms, which they don't call master bedrooms anymore. They're primary bedrooms or owner suites or in-law suites, mother-in-law suite, au pair suite, nanny, abode, whatever. But what we don't really have is bilingual signs. It's not Miami here. We don't have bilingual signs here yet. It could be coming, but then of course it would probably be, I mean, with everything, we just went through an election in DC and there are fights about all kinds of stuff. Probably be a fight as to which language is the predominant second language in DC, so that'll be fun.
I think that we were also seeing that kind of running up to 2020 where, especially in places like Bethesda, where you'd see townhouses being built with elevators in them, so that even though they were sort of smaller but very nice, expensive, townhouses, but they would add an elevator so that, you could age in place there and, you didn't have to do all the stairs. And it's because that is really the problem is for old people in the city, traditionally the issue is, and this is why I think group homes and things like that have a hard time, is that it's so based on lots of stairs on the outside, lots of stairs on the inside, and so that makes aging in place very tricky. But in places like Bethesda, where they were building these new places with the intention that older people could move into them, they just put elevators into all of the townhouses, call them luxury townhouses, and make it be an amenity. But in reality, it enables an entire new population to consider moving into them.
All right, the last item that we have was you'll learn to love Anacostia. So they predicted that Anacostia would be DC's next big thing. And in 2006 and 7, it was certainly on its way there with a lot of development. The reality is that, yes, they did develop a lot there. There's entertainment and sports arena there, art center, roller skating rink at the park, which I still have yet to go to because I've seen videos and those people can really skate and I'm afraid I'm gonna bust my butt on
I
it.
think we should jump in with the quote. It said, I think there's no question that Anacostia could be like Georgetown. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
That was Rusty Meadows of Perkins and Will.
That river still that crosses to get to Anacostia, it may as well be a mountain. People don't really move sort of freely from one area to another, especially they just don't like crossing rivers. Maryland doesn't like going to Virginia, obviously. People in DC don't like going to the other side of DC. They just view crossing a bridge and crossing a river as like I said, you might as well be scaling a mountain. But
We are seeing development though in Anacostia. The median sales price is up as of 2022. It's currently $532,000. That's up 12%.
Yeah.
But sales volume is down 33%.
Right.
So we are seeing the prices continue to rise, but it's not the hot area that it was supposed to be for 2020 per this article. But the 11th Street Bridge is still in construction. That's supposed to be
Construction forever.
Well, its expected date is 2024, if we're being optimistic.
Diet Coke, I'm not drinking.
And so I think that the 11th Street Bridge, that whole park could transform everything because the design and the layout is beautiful.
It's just going to take more time.
Yeah. But we are going to have a place for people to go. You can't keep having DC grow without figuring something out.
Right. And the other thing I wanted to say about Anacostia was I think the article was definitely referring to Anacostia. However, there's about a dozen or so neighborhoods east of the river, and pretty much everyone, if you don't know what you're talking about, you call the whole thing Anacostia. Like we say,
that's true.
Well, how about you want to look for real estate east of the river? Do you mean Anacostia? No, there's a ton of neighborhoods over there, and all those other neighborhoods are getting mad at you for calling everything Anacostia. So
it's true.
It is true.
So I think this is like a good place to wrap this first video about population, but this concept of where are all the people going to go and what is the densification going to look like in order to accomplish this can kind of launch us into our second video.
Right, and of course it goes without saying that a lot of these predictions went a little bit askew only because we did have a pandemic that nobody predicted. So that did change things quite a bit. But yeah, so in another installment of this video series, we're going to dive into densification and then also what happened with transportation developments in the DC area. So I'm Melissa Terzis.
Hannah Clancy Thompson.
Our contact info is coming next. You can call us if you want two awesome agents to help you find houses in DC.
Or sell yours. That would be great. We have inventory issues.
Bye.
Bye.